another type of an equation we would see is one where I have basically a quadratic equation because my highest exponent is 2. And in this instance, I want to factor the two binomials, or factor into two binomials. So it's going to look something like this equals 0. Now I think it's easiest to take our original equation and rewrite it just with variables such as 2x squared plus x minus 1 equals 0. So here we have a quadratic equation. This goes back to your Algebra 1 skills. So I'm going to try to factor into two binomials, 1 and 1, multiply your inside terms, outside. Is there any way I can get a positive x? And in that instance, I need a minus and a plus, so a minus and a plus. Don't forget you can always FOIL these binomials back out to check that it should equal 2x squared plus x minus 1 equals 0. Now once you have what the two binomials look like, we can go back to the left, and wherever there's an x, I'm just going to replace it with a sign of x. So I have 2 sine of x minus 1 times the quantity of sine of x plus 1 equals 0. Now we want our goal, we want our right side to equal 0 because that we can then use the zero product property. So hopefully that will help you solve these pretty simply. We just need to set 2 sine of x minus 1 equals 0. Again, the zero product property allows me to break up the two binomials and set each equal to 0. So I'm going to isolate x, isolate sine of x, and I'm left with these two equations. Now each one we're going to treat separately. So the first one, I'm looking for sine of what angle equals 1/2. Now keep in mind your restrictions here. You're looking for angles between 0 and 360. So I would have x is going to equal 30 degrees and 150 degrees. And again, you're using your unit circle to find those values. Now if I move over to the equation on the right, sine of what angle equals -1, there's only one answer, and that's 270 degrees. So for this equation, we have 3 angles that would make this equation true. So what I'd like you to do is try factoring and solving the equation on the right. Pause the video while you work through the problem and then unpause it to check your work. Okay, once you've solved this problem, you should get the equation cosine of x equals -1/2 and cosine of x equals 2. Now hopefully you realize that there's no x value on the unit circle that has an x value of 2. So we're going to disregard this equation, cross it off, and we're only going to get our answers from cosine of x equals -1/2. And when you solve that, you should get x equals 120 degrees and 240 degrees.